the bill, the Election Amendment Bill 2019. Mr. Speaker, sir, from the onset, I think this is a good idea. The first thing I would say is, what is in a name? I remember, Mr. Speaker, sir, when I first got to meet Senator Wamatangi, I was told that he's known as Wamatangi because he's given so many people tanks, water tanks. And when I met Senator Ephraim Maina, I knew him as Senator Kirinyaga. In fact, in most cases, when I used to refer to him here, I would say the senator from Kirinyaga, because I thought maybe he was the senator from Kirinyaga, and also he's called Senator Kirinyaga. Senator Ephraim Maina has given examples of other jurisdictions, like the United States. And I lived in the US for many years, and there are candidates who are known by nicknames. You know, nickname is really a substitute for a name. During the elections of 2017, Mr. Speaker, sir, I was referred to as Olchakut, and that's what everyone knew. And it made me wonder, you know, when someone goes to there and say they want to vote for Olchakut, and then they are told there's no one like that, what happens to my vote? You know, we use nicknames to increase either votes or to score more points, because people relate to us. Even songs are created based on nicknames. Mr. Speaker, sir, but one of the things that worries me is that if, and I have to say from the onset, I do support, but I worry about these amendments, because I know I had an amendment in terms of the Elections Act, which I've been really pondering on, whether to withdraw it or to still go through with it. I'm wondering whether we should really be amending this act, or maybe follow the practice as is done in the state of Louisiana in the US, where, you know, your legal name is very, very important. And instead, and I hope that Senator Ephraim Maina can listen to this, because I want to invite him to think about either amending this act, moving this bill the way it is, or we talk about the codes. I'm sure the Elections Act has got different codes. And if we were to think about it from the aspect of codes, one of the suggestions that I would have is have your name written Ledama Olekina, but in quotes, Olchakut, so that you still maintain the legal name, and you have your legal name, but for that purpose of the election. Because I know Senator Ephraim Maina was forced to, you know, maybe swear at Deadpool, you know, for him to be able to get a different name and have, you know, add the name Kirinyaga. Maybe we don't really need to go to that extent. I think, in my view, we could be looking at it, and I want to invite Senator Ephraim Maina to look into and think about it that way and say, how about if we were to amend the election codes that gives every candidate an opportunity to be able to use their legal name, Ledama Olekina, and then in quotes, Olchakut, so that in every ballot paper, it has got your name, but then it also says Olchakut, so that we don't reduce nicknames into pieces of legislation. I strongly support this idea, but as I do so, I want us to compare, because in America, your legal name is very important, because it is the one which is associated with your social security number. I'm sure Senator Kihika, who also lived in America and went to school in America and practiced in America as an attorney, can be able to tell you the importance of a legal name even being used as in a candidate, in an election. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, this issue of nicknames is a good idea, but I think it would even be much more practical if we had it in election codes, added into it, so that it allows creativity. Because if we reduce it into an act, people can become very mischievous. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, because of time, and I'm sure a few other people would like to contribute on this, I beg to second.